Today on the bench we got another Ozito tool. This is the top part of my shop vac. It's a 18 volt battery powered one, so you put the battery in there and this goes onto the metal drum and sucks the air in through here and then out through this outlet. So let's get into it. Let's have a look inside. It's just I think 4 Phillips head screws, so really easy teardown this time. Let's get into it. Okay, so there's a little bit more going on here than I first expected. So when I flip it over, we see that there is actually something with a heatsink here. And I'm looking at this, and I am thinking this is probably a soft starter module. So this is just a simple circuit that slowly ramps up power to the motor when you first turn it on, and that prevents damage to any of the electronics, which would be a clever design. Also, don't drop the screws. There's only 4 of them, but it's just annoying to lose them. So I'm going to take this off because I'm curious to see what the underside of the circuit board looks like. Okay, so from the back of this circuit board we can see that they're 2-pin devices and there's 2 of them inside. You can barely see that. And I'm thinking these are NTC thermistors. So at the start there'll be high resistance, so the motor will start up slowly, less current. And then as they heat up, because the current's flowing through them, they go lower resistance and let power through to the motor. Let's take a look at the motor though. It's just a brushed motor, nothing particularly fancy, but I'm still curious to have a look. We've just got a simple brushed motor in here. It's just in series with the current limiting device and in series with this switch on the top. Very simple design. It's actually got a cooling vent here. So this little vent here takes some airflow through the motor and spits it out to make sure that the motor doesn't overheat, which is great. I like seeing little design additions like this just to make sure that it has long longevity. Or good longevity rather. Let's have a look at the other side of this device. Okay, so we've got a couple clips on the sides that we've got to loosen up to get this part to come off. So I'm just going to use a flathead screwdriver. Okay, so it's a simple construction here. We've got some dampening material to try and ease up the noise a little bit. And pretty much, this is the spinning vacuum impeller. We've got those blades there. This is directly connected to the motor, no gearing or anything. And it pulls air into this center area, which coincides with this hole on the vacuum. Flings it out with centrifugal force. And then the only way for the air to escape is through this port here. So it's really simple design. It's cool. I like it. It's a bit loud, but it's a shop vac. Who cares? Easy. So we've got this little cap here which slides up and down, and I'm not sure what this is for. I think this might be a water level protection device, so when the water gets too high, like, because this is actually made to siphon up, to suck up water, when this rises up and the water level pushes it up, then it locks off the suction so that the water doesn't go into the vacuum. Maybe something like that. And then we got this little top piece here, and that's kind of where I'm thinking this filter would go. So let's see if there's an easy way to mount this. So this isn't any special kind of filter, this is just a standard, what even is it? It's just for a mask, one of those, let me grab it, I've got it over here, let me show you. It's one of these masks. But actually I realized it's got nothing in it, so like there's no filter medium, so let me just grab one of these, because this will probably be better. I bought a set of these for my my gust mask, so we'll cut one of these open and let's give it a go. Give it a whirl. So, by the way, these filters are designed for all sorts of dust, solvents, and chemicals. So they're high quality masks. Yeah, high quality filters rather. So one of those, we want this to sit right here. And how's that gonna work? Maybe it could even sit in this. Something like that. I'm gonna go through and actually figure out how we're gonna do this. It's time to finally use some 3D printing skill. So I'm gonna use this caliper. Yeah, it's relatively well calibrated. So we've got 69/29 on the width, or what am I saying? The diameter of this, and this port here has a diameter of 53. I'm going to make a coupling that mounts these two together so it can be a more permanent fixture. Let's give it a go, guys. Hey guys, this is the coupling I've designed. We've got the larger inner diameter for this piece, and then the smaller inner diameter for this piece. So I will leave this design in the comment section, or in the description, and you guys can use it if you'd like. Let's get back to the shed. Okay, we're back in the shed, and this is our adapter. One side's meant to fit over this, and the other side onto our filter material. Now, this is a tight fit, like really, really tight fit. I probably should have made the tolerances a little bit bigger, but you know what? We'll just deal with it. I've already printed it, I don't want to reprint it. So it's just a matter of, yeah, aligning that edge together and then you're all set. This side, I'm going to use a bit of sandpaper and just clean that up so that we can fit it on, because, yeah, this side's not going to go on its own, I fear. So, let's do that now. I take it back, I'm using a file. Here's the trick. Beauty. And then on the other side, pop it in. That's a pretty tight fit, guys. But there you go. There's our filter adapter. So we can put this back together now. I'm just going to check to see how this will fit with the cap. You see what I mean? Because this cap might actually be sucked up pretty easily, so I'm not sure if this will work. Let's give it a go. And bonk. There you go. Which is all back together. I think it's going to get sucked up, to be honest. I think that's going to be a problem for us. We can test it, but I really do think so. Okay, all done. It's back together. So I've got a battery here. Let's put it in and try and see what's the go here. Whether it's gonna just suck up the little cap at the bottom. Ready? seems to be working fine, surprisingly. So, plenty of airflow. I think we're good, guys. Now, I'll show you what the meaning of this is, why this is so good in this video, but we've got a couple more mods to do first. Let's get at it. Okie dokie, we're back. I've got the filter that goes on, the main filter, which just goes over the top like that and sits down. Beauty. Now, this filter is very important. It's meant to be a HEPA filter, which means it filters pretty much all of the contaminants in the air that are particles. So not gases and things, which is why that inner filter is so important to add. But it will catch most of like particles and stuff, so especially metal dust. That's a big one. It's dangerous and it'll just mess with your lungs. So this is good. But it gets clogged up when you're sucking up a lot of dust. So what you can do is put a pre-filter around it. What I like to use is some paper towels. Paper towels make surprisingly good filters. BigClive.com, he's got some videos on them. I might plug that up the top so you can watch them. But yeah, so this is just a pre-filter. It's relatively decent surface area. It's nothing compared to the HEPA filter. They've got the corrugated surface to increase the overall surface area of the filter. So this will decrease your airflow a little bit, but at the, it's at the expense of airflow, but you will get longer life on your filters. So this is good to do. Before we put the paper towels on, got to put our cover on. That's really simple, just like that, and that seals the assembly. Cool. Now we can put our paper towels on. Awesome. And this will pull itself tight around the filter once you turn the vacuum on, so you don't have to worry if it's slightly loose, but the tighter you make it, the better it will filter. So it's best to just do it well at the start. I'm just using some bulldog clips, one at the top and preferably, actually one at the bottom and preferably one at the top would be good. I can't find the second one right now, but I will find one and put it on and I'll come back. Okie dokie, there we go. This one's actually kind of harder to put on, but much of a muchness. Lovely. Okay, there we go. That's our two filters, our two additional filters installed, and this will increase the useful life of each filter considerably, and will also make your lungs just that little bit healthier because you're not breathing in all the super fine dust which is caught by these filters. Howdy. I've got the drum for my shop vac and the vacuum component. Very easy to put together, it just sits on like that. Clamps go on either way. Inlet, outlet. So, very simple design, but we're going to try some things because there are certain ways that you can configure this to increase its usefulness and its lifespan. So let's give it a go. When soldering, you're exposed to a lot of harmful chemicals because of the flux inside of the solder, and as well as the melting of lead itself, because all of that's bad for you. So, because we've added that, the carbon filter, so the mask filter, inside our vacuum, this is actually a fume extractor now. Let's do it. Is your vacuum in the way on the workbench? You've got the hose for a reason. I'm going to take this down now. It's on the floor. I'm just connecting the hose to the suction inlet, and then you can clamp your hose to the bench. Beauty! Let's try it again. I can only just see the fumes, but they're all getting sucked up, which is good. Have you got a mess that is heavy in fine particulates? So this is a mixture of metal grinding dust and just shed dust. And this is very tough on vacuum filters because it clogs up all of the porous material, and then you have to replace the filter. So what we're going to do is open it up. There you go. Just bring this close to the camera. Now we're going to just add a little bit of water to the base of the tub, only enough to coat the bottom, so you don't want it super high. It's just got to be in there. And then we're going to use some detergent, spray it in, and what that does is it breaks the surface tension, so now dust that's in the air can settle really easily in the water. And then we'll put our vacuum head back on and we'll give this a go at sucking up all the stuff. Wow, very little dust on here. And look in the actual tub. Check this out. All of it settles. It's so good. Instead of going into the filter mesh, it settles on the water, and then once it fills up, you can just scrape it out. It's not like a powder that goes everywhere when you try to empty it. This is just sludge that you put in the bin. How good is that? And obviously someone's gonna be thinking, oh no, that's gonna go into the vacuum motor. And yes, if you overfill it, or if there's a splash or something, it could. Now, a good thing about having these external additional filters, so not the ones that are already in the vacuum, but adding this paper towel adds another layer of protection before it goes into the filters and then into the motor. So there is that risk, I'm not saying there isn't, but this really does eliminate a lot of dust, and it's especially good for metal work where the dust could be burning hot. And so you don't want to have a fire starting in here, and water in there is a really good way to help prevent that. Guys, thanks for watching. This has been a pretty cool video. I've enjoyed it. Got to take a look inside this, learn about how it works, and just some cool little stuff about, you know, how to improve it. Thanks for watching, guys. Bless ya.